I am a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark, and today I wanted to do just a quick little video and talk to you guys about what I use when I'm going to do flat lays, or maybe I have items that I just cannot hang. So I wanted to show you guys what I use as my background and talk to you a little bit about different things that I've used in the past. And yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys everything, and there's something that you can purchase that's very inexpensive that you can use if you want something that's kind of different or cool, and I'll talk to you about what I'm using currently. Okay, so let's get right into the video. First of all, when I first started on eBay and Poshmark, the Faux Fur rug was really popular. It was really in style. I probably have it somewhere in here. Let me see if I can find it. Ta-da! This is it. This thing shed like nothing else. I actually kept this only because I thought if I ever had anyone that wanted to learn how to sell on eBay or Poshmark and they didn't really have any background, they couldn't really put a lot of money into it, I thought that I could give them this and they could use it, at least for the meantime. I don't use this anymore. I haven't used it for a long time. This thing shedded a lot. So basically what would happen is if I put anything that was like a dark color, it would leave hair. You can you see, like, there's stuff flying around the air now too. And it was good for a little bit, but honestly, it was such a pain. I really disliked it, and I'm so glad I don't use it every day anymore. I haven't used it in probably like 2 or 3 years. But that was super popular when I first started. But then everybody learned that, Google likes a white background, and it kind of went from people trying to like make themselves stand out, like whenever you saw their background you knew who belonged to everyone just wanting like a white background. And so after that I ended up going to a white background, just a white wall. When my husband and I purchased the house that we're currently in, this is actually where I photograph everything. I don't think you can see from here, but right above where the camera is showing, there's just a long screw in it and in the wall. And this is where I take all my photos, pretty much all my photos. And I really like using the white background. This is actually a dove white, so it's not white, it's like a dove white. It's almost white. And this is where I currently use for my backgrounds for anything that's hanging. Now, excuse me, I'm getting like a hairball from that fur thing. This is where I take photographs of anything that's hanging, as long as it's not too terribly long. Like some maxi dresses are hard to photograph here because you have to have such a wide angle, and then there's also like a vent down on the ground down here, and sometimes that ends up getting the photo, but oh well. Anyway, this is what I use for most of my photos. But whenever I have anything type of a flat lay, maybe a top that it doesn't photograph well on a hanger, or I have any hard goods or bathing suits, that kind of stuff, I will photograph on the floor. I have used the wooden floor. We have original wood floors in our house. Thankfully, when we purchased it, they were hidden underneath the ugly shag carpet, and they're beautiful. But I've used that many times in the past. I don't really like a dark background. It is like a kind of like a honey brown color. So it is lighter, but really is not what I would consider the best for taking photographs. I don't really like it. So I don't use that as a background very much anymore, unless it's something I just cannot photograph on the tiles that I use. Another thing that I've used in the past is this. Some of you recognize this. This was very popular probably maybe 2 years ago. This is called a replica surface, and honestly, I really did like this, but I can tell you this thing was a ripoff. It was a ripoff, okay? Why I say that is that it's very thin. It's pretty sturdy, but I mean, can you hear it? This was like one of their concrete, and I really like this style. But I think I paid $100 or something like that for this. It was at least $100. That's crazy for this. And after I got this in the mail, my husband was like, We could have just went and got you some tile at, like, you know, the Do It Center, which is like a construction place, which I didn't think of. Like, yeah, but this is nice because it's really lightweight. It's really lightweight, and I can take it with me if we ever go on vacation and I want to take pictures of something. Have I ever done that? No, I've never done that. So this really was something I used quite a bit. Up until recently, I actually used it for some things. They have different sizes, and this is a smaller, regular sized one, and so it is very difficult to photograph like bikinis on it because there's just not quite enough room. You can photograph just barely jeans folded over. You can't really photograph tops or anything like that because it's just too small. They do have larger surfaces that are more made for clothing. Those didn't come out till after I purchased this, and honestly, I don't think it's worth it anymore because of what I have now that I really love. Okay, so the item that I use now to do all of my flat lays is actually locked together tile. This can be used as backsplash in your kitchen. It can be used actually as like, not backsplash, but for your shower. It can be used for your shower. And this is a large piece. We actually did this in our kitchen as backsplash, and it looks really modern. It is kind of similar, the pattern is very similar to that replica surface. I have 4 of these and they just interlock together. It's a really nice large space. These are actually waterproof. They're definitely heavier than the replica surfaces, but I like it because they're so much cheaper. I mean, in a sense, these were free to me just because my husband had these left over after he did the backsplash in our kitchen. These are called Dumawall, and these are actually like a waterproof. They lock together really nicely, and they're waterproof. So I'll try to show you. They lock together just like that, then they come apart. Now, if you're going to use these obviously for backsplash, then you would glue them or tack them on. So, but I just use them on the floor, and I have 4 together, so it's like in a rectangle. And it's just really nice because you can get different colors. And sorry, I'm out of breath. So out of shape, guys. You can get different colors, and they're waterproof, and they're just really nice. They're a nice material. They're not cheap. Now, I would say if you are going to be traveling, obviously the replica surface would be much easier. Or you could just take a hanger with you and hang stuff and take pictures. If you were traveling for some reason, you wanted to have, you know, something to take photos with for your background. But I just have these out on my floor, and they work really nice for me, so I really like them. There's also like LVT that you can use, or anything like that's like flooring. You can go to the flooring section at like your like Menards, Do It Center, Home Depot, and there you can find these types of surfaces for much cheaper. I think we got a whole box with like, I don't know, maybe 20 tiles for like $89 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure on the price, but definitely there's other things besides replica surfaces that you can use that are really great, and they're great pieces. You can get really neat designs or colors. So that's what I'm currently using. I really like it. If you guys have any questions about Dumawall, what I'm using, or maybe have some ideas and you just want to shoot them off with somebody and just try to figure out, you know, what would work best for you in your space. I don't have a big space. I do have a whole room dedicated to my eBay, but most of the walls have bins and shelving. So basically this is my only wall that doesn't have that. And the floor is sometimes pretty messy because I just let everything go sometimes, but I like this because it's just enough space. So if you're interested in seeing more content from my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and let me know that you're interested in seeing more content like this. Like I said, my videos are primarily reseller oriented, thrifting hauls. I do talk about thrifting and hauls and what sold videos. So if you want to see any of that kind of content, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Hope you like this video. See you later. Bye.